Hey y'all, T-Ham 141 Homestead. This is Tracy, the one, the only, thank God, or says my mom. Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Oh man, we got some cool stuff going on today. I will take care of some real quick housekeeping. Down in the bottom, you see the second annual Eastern Homesteaders Conference, McDonald's Corners Agricultural Society, May 6, 194 Cameron Road, McDonald's Corners, Ontario. May 6, guys, I will be speaking. I will only be one of the speakers, probably the least of the speakers, not in mass, but I will be one of the speakers at the Eastern Ontario Homesteading Conference, and I hope you can make it. Guys, I thought, man, it's in Ontario. That's got to be a long way away. It's a 3-hour drive, and for me, from upstate New York, so it's not that bad. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? I got my coffee, and I got some cool stuff going on. Got a mail call, which yes, you could tell. I already opened it. Oh, I just doxed somebody. Sorry. It's a P.O. box. No big deal. I gotta be careful with that, man. I got a mail call coming up here in a few minutes. And some interesting news about yesterday. Yesterday I had a blast. I hung out with, for some of it, with Matt and Trevor. It's a 9.5-hour drive. Next year they should do it on this side of Ontario. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, but then it will be longer for me. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. What I have done is I was able to secure lodging with friends. Lynn's eyes are all swollen up from Bucket List Homestead. I got hold of her to make sure that she wasn't. Sometimes she does lives on Saturday mornings and sometimes Saturday evenings, so I just wanted to make sure. But I am doing a talk on do-it-yourself solar. Now, tell you right up, I am not an expert on solar. I did hear back from where'd it go? Go. Backwoods Solar. This is a 2016 magazine that I've got, but catalog. It's a catalog, but it's also an instruction manual. I mean, this tells you everything you need to know about do-it-yourself. They are sending me a dozen catalogs for free to hand out for free. Did I mention for free? That is awesome. Oh, yes, I am definitely going to have it recorded so I can see how silly I look. I don't know, Remy. I told Remy, I said, well, he says, yeah, go ahead and go live this morning if you want. And I said, well, it's going to be a few minutes. I have to put my face on. And he says, no, you look good without makeup. It just tells you one thing. My friend Remy has never seen me without makeup. Oh, I don't do makeup, but I do. I do. I said do. But anyway, also, let me see here. Come down to brand. I want to tell you real quick about my blog. There are 3 levels. At thand141homestead.com. There are 3 levels: the free level and the Handsteader level and the Handsteader plus level. The Handsteader plus level is just for those whose credit cards won't do the Handstetter level. I found out that was an issue. That gives you, and the paid subscriptions give you access to the Handstetter Facebook page, members only Facebook page, where you get special content and access to special merch. This is the only merch I have made up special right now. Let's see here. I hear them talk. I hope someone, yeah, my makeup is fine. Yeah. Let's see. You know what? Oh, wrong button. Also, let's see. How do I get the, I'll just tell them live now. There, I told them I'm live now. And I am sure that there are other things. Yesterday, I had a great opportunity and I blew it. Actually, I didn't blow it. I feel really good about myself, which is always a good thing. Trevor, I had praise practice at 10, and then I met Trevor and Matt here at the homestead, and we went to Parrish, New York to visit Old Man King homestead. Peter, you're not going to believe this. I packed my camera. I packed all sorts of stuff, and I went to turn my camera on in the truck, and there was no memory card in the camera. I left my memory card at home. I've got to buy extra memory cards so that I can keep them with me, so that if I have a brain fart and that actually happens again. Hey, just doing our best. I am glad you are here this morning because the mail call, you recognize the little blue envelope? We're going to have a mail call here in just a few minutes. And we are going to be adjusting the sticker wall. What did I do? No, nothing wrong. Guys, the sticker wall is where I am putting anybody who wants me to put a sticker on the sticker wall, to be so that it's free advertisement every time I do a live. Guys, tens of people will see these live streams. So it's free advertisement. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? I hope your eyes are doing better. There's my sticker here. Thorhaven Farm, Darren and Bridget. There is Back to Basics Homestead, which is Annie. There's Rem's Family Farm, which is Remy. There is Bucket List Homestead, which is Lynn. There's the Handstetters Live Free. And then the new ones I have here and here. I have Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. And it is pretty cool. So now I have to do it. You might want to watch your ears for just a second. Mail call. Yes, that is my voice. I have an audio editor in my video editor, and it really works. Hey, Matt Rogers, how's it going? Welcome. All right. This is from Just Doing Our Best. And I got it. I got it 2 days ago, but yesterday I went to Old Man King's homestead, and I know I put him in here too. Okay. I love this card. It is so awesome. Precious moments. Hi, Tracy. Here's you a sticker. Thanks for who you are, and God bless you. Just doing our best. Brian and Shirley. Thank you so much, guys. And then I got stickers. Wait, this one's gonna go. Anyway, I got stickers. Just doing our best with their mask and the 2A down there. I love this emblem, and we are going to throw you up on the sticker wall. If I can get it to peel. Operator headspace and timing is off. Well, I'll be. Hey, caramba. This is embarrassing. Let's maybe fold it over a little. I don't want to destroy it. Well, I know it'll stick to the sticker wall because it's sticking to the back. There we go. There we go. Okay. Just doing our best. I'm going to put right here. Nice. Nice addition to the sticker wall. Now, I was explaining that I went to Old Man King's homestead, Peter, and I've got an extra one. Ooh, maybe I'll use this as a giveaway. Ooh, because that's a really cool. Can you see the gas mask there and the 2A, the Second Amendment? That is awesome. And there's pirates, and there's a man holding a bang bang. Be afraid! It's a bang bang. It's a pew pew. You know, a man who eats beans for breakfast on Sunday morning at church, he sits in his own pew. But Trevor and Matt and I drove out there. It was about an hour away, and we were running out of time by the time we got there. But we dropped off a 100-watt solar system. It's a Harbor Freight. It's a Harbor Freight solar system, 100-watt, but I was in such a hurry to go because Matt had to be back at a certain time that I forgot there is a piece that combines all three of the panels together before it goes into the charge controller. So, but I sent him one last night. I ordered it from Harbor Freight. It was cheaper to order one and have Harbor Freight send it to him than it was to box up and send my own. But he gave me this Old Man King homestead. And guys, I just want to tell you, Peter is the real deal. I saw his setup, and he's living in the camper, and we're gonna set him right here. Is that? There you go, Peter. Beautiful. So welcome to the Wall of Fame sticker wall. Just doing our best in Old Man King homestead, and Rebecca touched by a yarn. Chickens are running. Oh, it's a rooster chasing them. You look out the window and you see your chickens running. You you really have to look. But yeah, that is so cool. I started this out. I forget who it was that came up with the idea of a sticker wall behind them for their lives. But yeah, man, it's free advertisement for my friends. And all of these are quality channels. I have learned so much from every channel here except this one. That off-grid T-Ham 141. All right, I've got your address here. It's a PO box, so I'm not really worried about, because mine's a PO box too. I will send you one. I will send you a couple. I just have to find out where Wendy hid the cards. I don't send cards very often, but I might as well send a card. But I will definitely do that. But yeah, Peter, he's awesome, and I'm not sure if it's his hip or his knees, but you could tell walking was hard for him, and all the stuff that he does, the animals he takes care of, is wonderful. I should have used my phone to record the experience, but I was I don't know. I'm kind of self-conscious about, yeah, a YouTuber that's self-conscious. But I'm kind of self-conscious when because I was there to help him out a little bit, and Trevor asking him to run a camera probably wouldn't go over big. I asked him to talk on camera and he's not. I said, okay, Trevor, say we'll be right back, and he'll say, you just said it. Yeah, his knee and back. But he is the real deal, guys. He's got 2 35 amp hour batteries from, I believe they're from Harbor Freight. And he takes them out to charge them. I don't think it's like a setup. It's not really a setup with where he can just hook up the panels and leave them hooked up to the battery because the battery's hooked up to the camper. It's a setup where he takes the batteries indoors and hooks up an inverter to the batteries. So he'll take them out to charge them, and then he'll take them in. I want to figure out a better way, because the cables that I found, I could not find I had some cables for my Pigpen electric fence. I have a solar electric fence charger, and I had some cables with gator clips, like jumper cable clips on the end of them, and I could not find those. So I ended up taking them regular battery cables to hook up from the charge controller to the battery. And so that means he's going to have to unscrew and screw the connection every time. So I want to figure out a way to make it easier for him. I might go ahead and just see about getting him some gator clip connectors, because the way the batteries are set up, the 12-volt batteries are set up that he has, it's really hard on the lead tangs that the bolts go through. And one of them was just about to break off. I really tried hard not to make it any worse. I am slightly afraid that I did make it a little worse. But yeah. Also, in big news, I did a thing. I'm always doing things. I'm not sure what the things are, but I'm always doing them. I became an affiliate. Hold on, let me. And I did just renew my Amazon affiliate. And that's always fun, going through and changing all of the HTML, code for each individual item on the website, and my books. However, I did find that they gave me the same code, except whereas it's THAND141 HOM01-20, they just changed it to, they just changed the 0 from 01 to 0D-20. So I was able to just copy that and just paste that into each code. Redbubble suspended you. Oh. What did you do? What did you do? How do you offend Redbubble, man? There's all sorts of stuff on there. Did they ever tell you what you did? But anyway, I want to show you guys, let's see here, what is, we will take you along here. I have become an affiliate for Grubterra. Grubterra sustainably produced feed. Grubterra upcycles food waste using black soldier fly larvae to produce a healthy feed for chicken, fish, reptiles, and birds. Now, by using my Grubterra, let's see here, I got to go to my affiliates panel for Grubterra. By using, yeah, I got no, let's see, marketing tools. My affiliate shortened version. Coupon code T-HAND. Right here, right down here. Capital T-HAND. If you type this in for a coupon code, you will get 10% off. And I think that is awesome. Now, they're going to be sending me some product, but then I also get 10% of any purchases. So thank you for that. I do want to save 10%, but I'm got to click. But they have the dried larvae. They have fresh black larvae, because reptiles, you have to have live things. And then they got dog treats, salmon snacks, bully bites, and munchos. And there's more calcium in them than mealworms. And they use all food waste. There is a, where is it here? Never any preservatives. They work on reducing waste that enters landfills by upcycling food waste from local restaurants and supermarkets. This reduces the output of methane gas from the landfills, which is 10 times more potent than CO2 gas. But yeah, so they've got all these products, and it's all done sustainably and all that. So let me copy this so that I can, let's come back here. Let's come back here. Hey, there I am. here is the coupon code. To get 10% off. You just simply, let's see, Control V. And I will post my I didn't mean to do that. Come on, come on. Bear with me, guys. Control C. Go yard. And there's the link. Not Shift V, dummy. Control V. And there's all that. If anybody wants to check them out, in fact, we can. Let's use my link here, and let's check out their prices. Okay, for 5 pounds, it's $38. $20 for 1 pound. It gets cheaper as you cheaper in price as you get, but then you can get the 10% off. So if you buy a 1 pound bag, which is pretty big, and you can do a subscription also. And don't worry, I think my links are good for 30 days. So the $18.95, you would get $1.89 off. Or maybe $1.90 because the 0.5. I don't know if they round up or whatever. I can take you guys with me. Oh, you ever meet a moron? Yes, you have. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, so it's $18.95. So you would pay for 1 pound, and 1 pound is a lot. These are they're dehydrated. They're dry. So you get actually quite a big bag. And you would get 10% off whatever. So if you were to say buy a 10-pound bag, you would get $6.94 off by using the coupon code THAND. And you know, I just like being able to do that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you don't think they ship to Canada? Oh no! Don't they know I'm an honorary Canadian? Where is my to go up? Oh, it's because of that. Okay, there I am. Don't they know I'm an honorary Canadian? Remy had a fellow on his channel the other day that lives down in Watkins Glen. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Well, I got to tell you, I can't wait to give my chickens this stuff because it's good. Quantity 2, remove 1. Really? Ay caramba. 1 pound bag. Add to cart one time. Oh, that's because they're already sending me one. Oh, so that's not going to work because they already have. I don't want to I thought, because I've already got some coming. Burning apple brush. You smoking a ham or something? Don't want to waste that apple brush. That's awesome for cold smoke. But no, if somebody from Canada could try, you can cancel the order, but don't click order now. Just get to the point where you put in your address, and if they won't accept your address, it's amazing. That invisible line that runs through Lake Ontario and up the St. Lawrence River has been such a pain in my neck. Yeah, so I'm going to have to add all that to Nightbot too, so that pops up so people can see it. So yeah, guys. United States only. I am so sorry to my Canadian friends, but maybe, trying to think, how could I do it where because I get 10% off too. How could I do it where I could smuggle some across the border? We know the American border is not secure. So is the Canadian border secure? Oh, okay. So you're not missing any applewood. You 25 cords, that's a lot. Today, this morning, I opened my thing and I am at 935 subscribers. Thank you, everyone who has subscribed. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to have to get a picture of this as I go, close-up picture, so people can see these emblems. A lot of people don't think about how, yes, absolutely, happy Resurrection Day. Tomorrow is the day we celebrate Jesus rising from the grave, which proved everything he said was true. And out of all the books written about Jesus and all the people that saw him, over 500 people at one time in one place, no one ever wrote anywhere that Jesus did not rise from the grave. So, yeah, it is definitely good smoking wood. Get that cold smoke going. I've got one of my apple trees out here. Maybe one of you guys can help me. The bottom of it, it looks like the mice got to the bottom of it, but it's not through. It's like the outer bark. It looks like the cambium layer is still intact. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking some saran wrap and putting around it just to keep it, that cambium layer, from drying out, so it can go grow back. Any ideas on that? Because I really don't want to lose my apple tree. The other one they didn't touch. I haven't looked at the pear trees. My celery has popped up, which is awesome. And yeah, my celery, my tomatoes, all 50 of them are doing good. They've got their original 2 leaves. There's a couple of them that that are starting to want to get their secondary leaves. I'm gonna up pot them. I might have some 3-inch pots because I can't transplant them outside until at least May 15th, May 20th to be safe. And even then, I've got to have plastic ready and keep an eye on the for that strange. Hey, Little Ridge Farm, there he is. He was on Remy's live last night. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca, you just got here. Did you see your thing? I think I did this the other day with you, but we added 2 more. Just doing our best in Old Man King Homestead. Our sticker wall is getting bigger. It's getting bigger. They put white latex paint. I don't have any white latex paint. Maybe I can get a touch-up can. Yeah, definitely. Good to be seen and good to see you. Thank you last night for all the kind words you said about me. It is he was Little Ridge Farm was on Remy's live stream last night. And I just decided to come on today because I had the mail call. I had the stickers. And I don't know, man. That's a pretty cool sticker. I don't know if I should hold on to it. Unfortunately, I don't put stickers on my car because I have had experiences in the past where on older vehicles that I have had where it just makes them rust and then trading them in. They say it doesn't matter, but I don't know. My friend, my friend Ben from Port Ladin, New York, he is not on YouTube, but he is a literal tinkerer. That's all he does all day is tinker. Does anybody know what job is titled tinkerer? A tinkerer. Let me know in the comments. But he just went to Burrville Equipment where I bought my Branson tractor. Branson has been absorbed by TYM, and he bought let's see here. That's the wrong phone. Wait a minute here. Let's bring this up and maybe it'll bring it right up to it because I went to the website. No such luck. But he bought a 464. It's a 24 horse tractor with a backhoe attachment. And the loader attachment. It's a little smaller, but he has a huge pond, and he is tired of his cellar getting flooded because of this pond. So he got himself a tractor. They were supposed to deliver it yesterday. I hope they did. He's a really nice guy. He's also my Sunday school teacher. But I am so glad because I I don't know much about TYM, but I like my Branson. My Branson is working great. If I can just last till the end of mud season. I can see my garden. The ground all through my garden is clear, and I need to get out there and pull some weeds, and I've got to get a load of another load of wood chips. I might have to move a snow pile. I do have some wood chips in a pile out here for the back to Eden. My friend fixes metal objects to sell. Is that for me? My friend Matt. John, shoot it, John, shoot it. Oh, what? Oh, he was a Southern comedian. I know his name, not Wendell Calder. It just every time I see you, John, I think, oh, John, shoot it, John, shoot it. But yeah, my friend Matt, he is a good welder. He built a bridge for the Adirondack League Club up in Old Forge, and when it had to be DOT approved, and when they x-rayed the welds, it was perfect. He didn't have to fix anything. I used to help him didn't used to help him all the time, but he had a couple jobs where we removed the fifth wheel, the fifth wheel attachment hookup on some tractor trailer trailers for a company, and we took them off, reinforced the area around it, and put them back on, and that was really, really good. Metal object. Okay, my friend, the Tinkerer. Nope, I don't know. Maybe they call that a Tinkerer too. I'm not sure, but a Tinkerer, according to my knowledge, is someone who works on clocks. He takes and he purchases old clocks, antique clocks, and he fixes them. He goes through, I'm talking to the level of fabricating parts, making parts, because some of the clocks he does, they don't make parts for them anymore. Let me just see. Let's see. That would be, I think, go to eBay and see, search for anything. They have all his books. Huh. Let me come back and get you guys now. These are his books. He is an author. Hey, look at that, Grubterra. Go figure. If you're gonna buy from Grubterra, though, let me know, or use my code capital T capital HAND, and you will get 10% off. And like I said, a 1 pound bag of the mealworm, or not mealworms, of the black soldier fly larva that's dehydrated, that's a big bag. Which god should I choose? The Vineyard Frey is an awesome book, based off from the story of the vineyard owner, and then you had the owner's son. But the Vineyard Frey, it's cool. It's a really, really good book. Should I get my baby baptized? And I'm not affiliated here at all. I was just looking for my friend Ben on here. I could have, let's see, Ben Niskern Clocks. Well, let's just get rid of Ben Niskern and see if it will do clocks. Maybe it's not eBay that he does them on. Huh. I will have to find out, because I know he does a lot of clock. Where am I going here? All right, Remy, I'll catch you later, man. I'll catch you later. But yeah, so my celery is popping through the soil. My tomatoes are doing very well. As you can, well, I don't know how well you can see. My kale is to the point where I'm starting to harvest it for my smoothies. The video I did of the smoothies the other day was I was asked, Marilyn asked from Little Homestead by the Beach, asked me the other day why I drank so fast. Well, number one, I was really thirsty. Number two, I used water instead of milk because I had to go to the store to get more milk. I was out of milk. And so I used water. And with the water, I don't really like the consistency. The milk kind of adds to it, gives it a smoother texture to the smoothie. So yeah, there is that. What am I? Let's see. What else do you guys want to talk about? What's going on in your week this week? Rebecca, hey, how's it going? Glad you're still here. Yeah, I have actually, it is 39 degrees Fahrenheit out here. Hey, Google, what's 39 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
29 degrees Fahrenheit is
not 29.
1.667 degrees Celsius.
Not 29. Hey, Google, what is 39 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
39 degrees Fahrenheit is equal
3.889
degrees Celsius.
Yes, Resurrection Day. I can't wait. I'm where did I put it here? I had to take it away from. Yes, I'm wearing sweatpants. We do Easter eggs for the kids. We take those plastic eggs and we fill them to do an Easter egg hunt. Well, I took 2 bags. I think there are 25 or 50 eggs in each bag. And I bought this 5-pound bag of candy to fill them with. And Yeah, all the eggs are filled and I got all this left over. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to give most of it. I am going to keep out. There are a lot of the robin eggs, and I love the robin egg, but I can't keep it over by the couch because I will eat on it. I will eat on it. Hey, anybody want to update on the bread? Remember the bread? December 20th of 22 is the best if sold by, or best if used by date. December 20th. Let's see. We'll reach down in here and grab a random piece of bread. No mold, not even starting on it. And it's still squishy. I don't know if you can see that where I just squished it. Guys, bread was not meant to last that long. What kind of preservatives are in that bread? And how is that for us? How is that going to affect us, the preservatives? Guys, I used to say I didn't want to live past 70 years old because things start going downhill. What 80 are the days of man, and then there's grease. Something to that effect, it says in the Bible. It's not supposed to. Yeah, epoxy, right? But so basically the Bible says 70 years and then things start going downhill. And that's because of the conditions changing after the flood. You didn't have the water canopy, stuff like that. God declared that man would live 120 years at the offset. I used to say I didn't want to live past 70. Now 70 is getting closer. I'm 52. So I'm like, if I feel the way I feel now at 70, I'll keep trucking. Well, I'll keep trucking until God takes me home. But yeah, bread is not supposed to last that long. What are those chemicals doing to our insides? Is it like, hey, we can't use DDT. Let's use Roundup to make it easier to harvest our wheat. And then the Roundup leaves a molecule that attaches to the glucose, or not the glucose, not lactose. Oh, what is it everybody's allergic to nowadays? Gluten. It'll attach to the gluten. And so people think they're allergic to gluten, but it's not gluten they're allergic to. It's for the most part, it's it's the stuff from the Roundup that bonds to it. I'll be 50 this year. Well, happy birthday, because I don't remember a whole lot. Yeah, man, the closer I get to 70, I'm like, Bud Light bread. I don't know if Budweiser is going to last very much longer. Most companies that cater to the woke agendas, the various woke agendas out there, don't last very long. And they always take a hit. Because of all this, we found out that Jack Daniels has begun catering to the woke agendas, and that's just sad. I don't drink alcohol for pleasure. I use vodka in my tinctures, but that's like 3 or 4 drops under the tongue. But yeah, but I don't judge anyone who does drink. That's your personal choice, man. As long as you're old enough and able to make your own choices, man, there's no judgment here on that. Now, so it really doesn't affect me, but when I did drink, I would start off the night with a shot of Jack Daniels and a Jack Daniels and Coke. And Jack Daniels. Say, hey, what's a gay horse eat? Hey, I'm sorry. I'm not, I don't mean to offend anybody. Yes, absolutely no drinking and driving, guys. And that is in all seriousness. Drinking and driving kills. Texting and driving kills. Distracted driving can kill. However, if you've driven for enough years eating a Burger King burger, certain Burger King burgers, and driving, yeah, you might be able to get by with it. But just be careful if you're driving, and don't be under the influence of anything. We have just, I don't think they legalized marijuana in New York, but they decriminalized it. Guys, don't drive high. It's just not worth it. Yeah, I can actually have, I believe it's 6 plants per household. I won't do it, even though there are some serious medical uses for that particular plant. But yes, we want everybody to make it home. So designated drivers, all that stuff. Because good morning, Janet Homestead, where you are. Welcome. It's amazing that I get to speak at the Eastern Ontario Homesteading Conference, which is down below on May the 6th. I get to meet all my Canadian friends, or most of them. I measured distance by how many beers to the next town in Northern Ontario. Oh, I hope your local sheriff isn't subscribed, or the RCMP isn't subscribed to my channel. They'll be watching you. But yeah, be safe, Dave. We don't want to lose you. We don't want to lose anybody. People with common sense and traditional values are few and far between. And if you don't hold to traditional values, that's okay too. But please don't be offended by me, because I have traditional values, and some of the values that I see coming out of the world at large are crazy. There are some serious things going down in the world. Hey, Remy! There are some serious things going down in the world, and I am so glad that my wife and I started homesteading when we did all those years ago. We started canning back in the early 90s, 95. Yeah, 95, 96. We started gardening and canning. She led the way on that. She was a better gardener than me and a better canner than I'll ever be. As we lived in an apartment. And then we moved to Port Leyden in 97 or 98, I think. And we moved to Port Leyden and got a house on 2/3 of an acre and continued gardening. And I hunted adamantly. Back, I missed my hunting party. My stepfather passed. Trevor and I were members of a hunting club up on the peak of Tug Hill, and we hunted hard, but there were only like 3 deer taken off that hunting club because they were huge. Man, they were huge. Rockets in the yeah, Dave. I saw that. The Palestinians are starting to really amp up their attacks, even on the Temple Mount. That's craziness. And yeah, 2/3 of an acre. We were able to have chickens, and because we were zoned agricultural, our whole area was zoned agricultural. I could even have roosters and gardening, and then we did bees. There's a lot you can do, and we had a big yard too that we were going to turn into more garden, but then we said, you know what? There's not enough room for what we want to do. I want a barn. I want a big garden. I want there's just not enough room. I want animals. And so we found 20-acre woodlot and carved our way in. But the starting back then gave us a big jump, because we are now living in the days that we were warning people about back then. We are now living in those hard times where you hopefully have a full pantry, or a pantry that will sustain you for several weeks. I think of Annie. She just started getting her power back from Back to Basics Homestead. She just started getting her power back from an ice storm. They were limited travel because of this huge ice storm that they had, and trees coming down everywhere, and they were out of power for a long time. Yes, I believe we are. Let's see. Me too. I'm in the country. I have. Small space. Yeah, Tammy, we are in the end times. I believe we are squarely somewhere in the beginning of birth pains that Jesus talked about in Matthew 24. I don't want to get preaching on this, but if you look at the 20th century and the 21st century so far, which we're well into the 21st century, that is wild to me. But Jesus said, he gave an example of all these things that are going to happen. The love of many will grow cold, children turning in their parents, parents hating their children, debauchery, all this stuff. And then he said, but don't fear, these are just the beginning of birth pains. Well, what are birth pains? I have never had a birth pain. Okay. Fat man got some boobies, but I ain't got no birth pains. Okay. Not the right plumbing. But what are birth pains? They start out with a contraction here. And then the contractions start out this far apart, and then they start getting closer together and harder, and closer together and harder, and closer together and harder, and closer together, until you end up in labor. And we can watch the world stage. Right now, they call them the BRIC nations, I think it is. It's China, Russia, is it Brazil? They are working on making their own global currency to get away from using the American dollar. Okay, which can't say as I blame them. I'm thinking the dollar is going to go, but global currency. There is a lot of talk here about CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, where there's a lot of talk on YouTube about them, the governments and the bank systems causing possibly an emergency so that they have to bring in a digital currency. Cash will be no more. Fight it, because that is just, it's a move for control. But I remember back in the 80s and 90s saying, how in the world are they going to do a worldwide control over who can buy and who can sell? Well, think of China. China, your credit, if your credit is bad, you can't even get on a train. And that's the level of control that they have when everything's digital. I'm so thankful we can put meat away for a year. Prices are crazy now, and we good in yeah, absolutely. And not to mention, Darren, you are in a beautiful spot. I was watching the other day a video, and please don't think I'm doom and gloom, but this is just stuff. But I was watching a video on YouTube, go figure, and they were talking about, and this is from news articles, okay? They show the news articles on the screen, from actually quite large media, which I don't believe a lot of the media is saying. Hi, LEM. Welcome to the live stream. But where the mRNA stuff that they came out with a couple years ago to they are developing ways to make it deliverable in meat, pork and beef specifically. And it's already being done on a limited scale, according to the article. Ban credit check. Yeah. I have been very fortunate. Years ago, I sat down, the friend who went with me to Old Man King's house the other day with me and my brother. He is a corrections officer, and he is good with finances. Hey, Larks. And we sat down because I was making my pension. I was, for those of you who don't know, I was retired early, through the VA, medically retired. And so I was receiving a pension back then even. And he taught us how to, let's go back to an old one. We write down everything that we spend money, even our truck payment we used to pay in cash, gas and groceries. And then Wendy and I got $150 just to share to spend on anything we wanted. And then back then we even did wash, but we did that. So I know all of my bills will be paid and anything extra can be saved or whatever. But that has helped us so much just by writing everything down and saying, okay, I have X amount of money that I can spend on gas this month or during this pay period. And I have X amount of money I can spend on groceries. I've been asked, well, what happens when you hit that X amount of money that you set aside and you need groceries? Sometimes you end up taking it from the gas. Because you can take it from the gas. I mean, my chickens are budgeted $100 a month. Now, some months I only spend, say, 75. I think last time I bought 300 pounds of feed of lay mash, and it cost me like $75 because that lasts me like a month and a half or more. And what happens to that $25? Well, that $25 can supplement the other, like if I run out of grocery money or if I run out of gas money. And if I don't use it at the end of the month, instead of saying, well, I've already got that here, which I can either say I've already got, I've got $75 or I got $25 on the chickens. So now I only need to put in $75 instead of $100 for the chickens this month. So that saves me $75. So that can either be that $75 that, or that $25 that I don't use this month can either be saved in, stay in the bank, or applied to another bill to get me out of debt. I do not like my position as far as debt right now. I do have a mortgage. I do have a mortgage, and I have a tractor payment, and I have a car payment. I do not like that. The mortgage is kind of a good, bad scenario. It's bad because I owe money to someone. But because of that mortgage, I do have the finances right now to build the barn that I believe that I need, or at the very least want, so that I can become more self-sufficient, so that I can have my chickens in a secure area. Right now, they're secure from weather, but they're not secure from predators, really. I mean, maybe it might keep coyotes out, but weasels, fisher, which we have a lot, mink, they're not really safe from that. And guys, don't forget, you can type in !share with no spaces, and Nightbot will post a link to your channel. Don't forget that. That's something that I really, hey, Marcy's here. That's something I really want to get out there, that because we're a community and we want to help each other out. And even if it's just giving a subscription or a like on a video or whatever, that means a lot. I am so close right now. I am 935 subscribers. I have 3,450 watch hours, which means I'm 550 watch hours away from 4,000. And 35, that would be 65. Yes, 65 subscribers away from being monetized. That blows me away that so many people would be interested in this lifestyle. And so, yeah, feel free to, thank you. Feel free to type in !share with no spaces, and Nightbot will share your link. But yeah, one of the things we love about YouTube is we're able to share our lifestyle. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. We love sharing this lifestyle because we think it's very important. It's very important to become, or at least learn, how to be more self-sufficient. And when I say more self-sufficient, I'm not saying, okay, I don't ever have to go to the store again. I have everything I need, I produce. I don't know anybody that can do that. Okay. I don't know anybody that can say that they can produce everything they need. When I say more self-sufficient, what I'm talking about is more self-sufficient than yesterday. Okay. And then you might hit a status quo where, okay, my pantry is full. Now I need to begin rotating. Rotation in the pantry is key. If you are canning stuff that you are not eating, it can run into problems. It's getting to the point where sharing your lifestyle may put a target on us with the good. Yes, it might. Right now in upstate New York, right now I'm an open book. Okay. I try not to share. I mean, if somebody wanted to figure out exactly where I lived, they could do it. But I try not to share my street address. But New York, in upstate New York, well, in all of New York, the cities are like, you know what? We don't need propane. We don't need all this because we can run all off electricity. So they are trying to get rid of propane, natural gas, wood, heat, and they're trying to make a law where you cannot burn wood. Now, I'd probably be grandfathered in. All right. However, it's ridiculous. I don't live in a city where where I am restricted in having my wood stove. I can have my wood stove. If God forbid, if my house burns down, okay, it's not going to catch the neighbor's house on fire. Okay. God forbid that happens. Oh, thank you. I appreciate any likes I can get. But I have set myself up. I am on 20 acres. My wife and I went from 2/3 of an acre in Port Leyden 7 years ago to 20 acres. We bought a wood lot, is what we bought. We cleared the land about, I'm going to say I've got about 4 acres cleared now, 3 or 4 acres cleared. And same in Canada, they want everyone off any fossil fuel products and wood by 2030. Yeah. But this 20 acre of wood lots, okay, or say 16 acres of wood lots, now that I have cleared what I need to have cleared, I can actually start a program, if you will, of selective cutting. I can cut the wood that is damaged, twisty, knotty, no good for anything for firewood. I use about 12 face cord a year. Okay. When I say cord, I'm talking face cord. An actual cord is 8 foot wide by 8 foot long by 4 foot high. That stacks. That is a full cord. A face cord is 16 inches wide by 8 foot long by 4 foot high stag. Okay. And I use face cords. 12 face cords has gotten me through this winter. And I'm still using it. I got a fire going right now because it's a little chilly. Well, it's 41 degrees. It's time to start opening windows and stuff and let the fresh air in. But and Trevor uses maybe 20 cord a year, face cord a year. And we should be able to take that off this property forever and always have enough for next year and the year after. If we do it right, if we manage it. See, I am not a preservationist, okay? I do not believe in preservation of anything. We need to preserve the oil in the ground. Nope. We need to conserve the oil in the ground. Preservation means you don't touch it. You don't use it. I believe we need to use it wisely. Okay. Now they say that, well, it took millions and billions of years to create the oil in the ground, and it's not replenishable. Wrong. In I want to say 2 hours in a lab, they took a turkey carcass, a turkey, they added pressure and they added heat. And what did they make? Oil, petroleum oil, vegetation too. It's amazing the things we can do scientifically. Now, I used to say that we are a nation run by idiots. Speaking of the United States, I am in upstate New York in the United States. I love my country dearly. Unfortunately, I no longer believe we are a country run by idiots. I believe we are a country of idiots. The reason I say this is because of the idiots that we vote in and the idiots that we are allowing to run this country. It's a sign of an epidemic. I'm enjoying your 20 acres and no neighbors, just chickens in the background. Beautiful sound to wake up to. Yes, it took a long time to get used to that rooster crowing at 4 o'clock in the morning or whenever he starts so that I can sleep through it. Yeah, man, that's the wonderful thing about this lifestyle. Okay. You don't have to have 60 acres, a huge barn, a bunch of cows, goats, or sheep. You don't need all that to live this lifestyle. Annie lives off, I believe, 1/3 of an acre. Okay. I forget what she said. If anybody remembers how many jars of produce that she canned last year, that fed her family through the week or through the year. She cans all of her pizza sauce, and they have a pizza night once a week, homemade pizza. Okay. And so that's 52 quarts, I believe, of pizza sauce. That's a lot of tomatoes. And she grew all that by herself. I don't know, what does a jar of pizza sauce cost? You know, and she's on 1/3, I believe, 1/3 of an acre. Be praying for their swift recovery because Annie was hit by this ice storm and it did a lot of damage around their house. Yeah, most of the snakes are selected. They mostly do what they want to do. It amazes me. We elect officials to create laws. And then they select officials to create regulations. And so we have non-elected people and then they take and they enforce the regulations as if they were laws. It's not supposed to work like that. I did not vote for that regulation. I did not vote for the person who created it. And that kind of goes back to last night. Rem's Family Farm had a live stream. And they were talking about codes enforcement and such as that. I've got 4 acres with chickens, rabbits, and goats. We also have our garden. Yeah. And with goats, I don't know what kind of goats you have, Marcy, but there's your dairy. There's a source of meat. Okay, now they got to be fed, so that creates work. And with 4 acres, I don't know if you can support what your goats on the 4 acres or not. It depends on the topography of the 4 acres. Is it clear field? Is it woods? But yeah, me too. It's very unfortunate what they're doing to him. But if they weren't doing it to him, they would be doing it to us. But yeah, be more self-sufficient today than you were yesterday. The last couple years, literally the last couple years, I've played around with it before in growing stuff inside. Nigerian dwarfs, they are awesome. The heavy fat content in the for cream, which you can make butter and stuff out of. I have Nigerian dwarf goats. They're dairy goats. Yeah, we can not support the goats and have to bring in hay. And the wonderful thing about that is through other endeavors on your homestead, you might not be able to feed them all winter. You have to bring in hay. Yeah, absolutely. You have to bring in hay for like the winter and stuff like that. But what can you make on your homestead that the farmer down the road that's got 100 acres of hay fields that he would be interested in? Tinctures, milk, cheese, you could work out a deal with them, for barter and trade. So that's what this homesteading lifestyle is all about. Self-sufficiency. Now I get a pension. And I go shopping at Walmart. That is not self-sufficiency. Okay. In my opinion. However, I've got a garden and I'm expanding gardens this year. I have my chickens. I provide my own eggs. I could live off eggs if I needed to. Okay. And I plan on doing bunnies. I gotta try bunnies, because if I don't like the meat, which I'll still probably raise them, because when you're hungry, taste, flavor is a side thing. Growing a livestock garden to help that. Yeah, absolutely. And barter and trade. It is just being more self-sufficient than you were yesterday. If I do something today growing my tomatoes back here and my kale. This winter, I got seeing the prices of fresh kale because I buy I don't know if you can really call it fresh because it's in winter, so it's got to be transported from out of state. Anyway, seeing the prices of kale in the store, I started raising my own kale. All right. That would be awesome. So I started growing my own. So now I am no longer, and you can't really see it because of the light, but for my smoothies for the kale, because I want to make sure I don't get cancer. I watched my wife pass from cancer, and I want to make sure I don't get it. And kale has antioxidants that free radicals cause cancer. Free radicals are in your bloodstream. Antioxidants kill free radicals, but they can't get into the cells. Kale has antioxidants and stuff in it that can get into the cells that kills free radicals. So kale equals fighting cancer. It's a preventive measure. Okay. I need to do a study. I've been looking forward to doing a study for a long time on where to get CoQ10. Right now, I am not self-sufficient in my CoQ10. I have to buy it. And this is a dietary supplement for heart health. Wherever CoQ10 comes from, you can it probably has other benefits than just the CoQ10, what the CoQ10 does. It's like with willow bark. Aspirin comes from willow bark. Okay. Now, what they did was they took the willow bark and they studied it and they said, hey, this is what thins the blood. Absolutely. This is what thins the blood. This is the chemical in willow bark or whatever is in willow bark that thins the blood and reduces inflammation and pain. We're going to take this out of the willow bark, concentrate it in a pill, and call it aspirin. Okay. The thing is if you take and make willow bark tea, number one, it's milder. It's not as concentrated in its properties. And there are probably, I'm assuming here, I am not a doctor, but there are probably other benefits in that willow bark that will help and aid in other areas. We know willow bark tea. If you make a willow bark tea and put a little bit of it in the hole that you're transplanting your plants in, it will help eliminate the transplant shock from plants. There are nutrients and stuff in that are just amazing. And if that's beneficial for plants, what benefit will it have with us generating cells and stuff? It's kind of the opposite of if the preservative is keeping this bread fresh for 4 months. Well, December 20th, January 20th, February 20th, March 20th, 3 months growing on 4 months. If that will preserve that and has that kind of effect where mold and bacteria can't grow, what's it doing to the good bacteria in my gut? Well, if the willow bark helps these things, what kind of benefit can it be in my gut? People should grow their own medicines, especially now more. Yes, absolutely. Guys, meats, fish, and nuts. If you are a medical professional in here, please do not take offense at what I am about to say. Okay. Your primary physician does not make any money if you are not sick or ailing. This is not judging your medical professional, your primary care physician at all. It's a fact. If you're not sick or don't have a condition where you need to visit him, he's not going to make any money. Now, there are really good physicians out there. Doc Angle just retired. He's in our praise team, and he is a very good physician, was a very good physician. But when you go to the doctor, you tell him, I have a cough, I have a sore throat, I have whatever. You are going to leave there with one of two things: a prescription or a scheduled procedure, some kind of procedure. That's what's going to happen. Why? Because that, number one, that's the only way he can really treat you is with a prescription or a procedure. But that's also how he gets paid. You ever see the salesman go into your doctor's office and sell them stuff? Spirea shrubs are where pharmaceutical grade aspirin comes from. I just need to figure out which one. Yeah. And it's willow bark also. I don't know what spirea is. But yeah. And now they know what chemical makeup the properties are derived from, so they can literally synthesize the aspirin. They don't need to grow the spirea shrubs. That would be a whole nother industry. They can just synthesize and make their own concentrated form of whatever is in the shrubs or the willow trees or whatever. Whatever's in the natural product, they can synthesize it to make it more acute, so it attacks certain things and get all the properties they want out of it. My friend was a nurse for decades. Doctors and nurses taught a patient cured is a customer lost. Yeah, absolutely. And it's not, there are doctors. I honestly believe that the large majority of doctors go into the medical field to help people. Nurses, they go into the medical field mostly because they're masochists. They like pain. They want to work hard and unruly hours and do all the work for someone else for little pay. No, nurses they want to help people. They want a decent lifestyle, different things like that. And I believe they go into it with that, but it's kind of like, I go through the VA. All right, Marcy, you have a great day. I'm going to have to get off here soon. But I deal with the VA, and it's socialized medicine at its best, because it has a very targeted audience of veterans. But yeah, sometimes I feel like I am on an assembly line. Boom, 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 boom. I take my mom to the doctor, and she is on an assembly line. Primary care, there's a problem. He gives her a prescription, but I want you to be looked at by a cardiologist. Sends her to a cardiologist. He adjusts his prescription or gives her a new prescription. I want you to be seen by a dietitian. She goes to the dietitian adjusts or whatever the prescriptions and gives her a procedure to do herself, okay, and recommends I don't know, whatever. But when you're in these offices, you're in the waiting room sometimes for a while. We haven't had horrible luck with that. But then you go into the doctor's office, you see the doctor for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you're lucky, 5 minutes. And then you're given a prescription. He's more making his decisions off what he's seeing on the computer. I don't know. We need medical professionals, but we need to become medically aware ourselves, because there may come a time when we do not, for one reason or another, have access to medical professionals. I know Tammy from Rebel Canners was in here saying we were in the end times, and that makes me think biblically, because that's my go-to. Most of my opinions, Lord, I hope, are based from the Bible. I don't trust most of the medical industries, especially the dental. Yeah. But we need to learn how to deal with medical conditions ourselves. Okay. This time of year, I start having sinus problems. Allergies. I have 2 tinctures that I can take. If it's concentrated in the head, I am going to probably try my goldenrod tincture. Now, a lot of people say that they're allergic to goldenrod. Check it. Actually have someone go get you a goldenrod blossom and check your allergy to goldenrod. Make sure it's the golden, because goldenrod pollen does not float through the air as much as the ragweed that grows under the goldenrod that blossoms at the same time. A lot of people that think they're allergic to goldenrod are actually allergic to the ragweed. Goldenrod pollen falls to the ground within several feet. It's heavy. Ragweed pollen floats on the air. It's very light. I thought my mom was a case of this, and I walked up behind her with a goldenrod blossom, and oh my goodness, her eyes started watering, her nose instantly plugged up, and I had to get it away from her. And she didn't know it was there until so there are definitely people allergic to goldenrod pollen. But I use the goldenrod tincture. All it is goldenrod plant soaked for a few months in 80 proof or higher vodka, so it will keep forever. The vodka absorbs the medicinal properties from the plant. You strain out the plant, and then you have a tincture. You put 2 or 3 drops under your tongue. I actually have eyedropper things, eyedropper bottles that you can drop it under your tongue, and man, you can feel it popping in your head. You can feel it working in your sinuses. Okay, I am not a doctor again. Then I have echinacea tincture. If I have a combined sinus problem with chest congestion, I will take the echinacea tincture. Same thing, 2 or 3 drops under the tongue is all it takes. And you can feel things lightening up and loosening up. So, though I'm not a doctor, I can treat those minor conditions. I told Wendy before she passed, when she was still able to communicate, I told her, I said, honey, I said, I wish you had a sucking chest wound. And she looks at me like, what? I said, because I can I can treat a sucking chest wound. You know, if someone's shot and it punctures a lung, you take on the entry wound and the exit wound, you put plastic and you tell them to exhale as much as they can. They exhale as much as they can. You plug the wound on both sides, tell them to inhale. It will literally suck some of that plastic in and form a seal. Then you wrap that up so that it holds the seal. Sucking chest wound is contained. Lay them on that sucking chest wound side so that that's the only lung, so the other lung can stay fluid free, and get them to medical attention where they can fix it. Her cancer, they couldn't fix, unfortunately. Learn how to fix trauma. You see that cut there? That was a trauma. I never put sharp knives in the sink, but I did this time. After making my smoothie, and it happened off camera, I was washing my cutting board and I went like this and my finger just nicked that sharp blade and it bled. But I knew how to tend to it. I got the bleeding stopped. I cleaned it up, got the bleeding stopped again, and put a Band-Aid on it. And now I'm letting it fresh air. And I'll probably put, looking at it, it looks like it's got a little dirt in there. I'll debride it or whatever, and put some Neosporin on it and a Band-Aid on it overnight, and it'll turn pink again, and it's healing. Know how to take care of stuff like that on your own and have the stuff on hand. You should have a trauma kit. One day I'll pull out my trauma kit and show you. Know how to make an improvised tourniquet, especially if you're dealing with chainsaws, or any saw for that matter can be dangerous. Know how to make a tourniquet. Know how to do self-aid as well as buddy aid. It is a lot different when you have a traumatic injury to your own body. It is a lot different treating that injury than it is to treat someone else's injury, because you have to think through the pain. You have to assess the damage. You have to stop the bleeding. You have to, well, if you know you're breathing, if it's on your, but you have to coherently think, okay, do I need a tourniquet? Can I just close this up and wrap it till I get to medical help? Maybe you won't be able to get to medical help. Maybe you have to treat it from start to finish. When I think self-aid, I think chainsaws, cuts, and stuff like that. But illnesses, an illness. Okay, I don't feel good today. What am I going to do to treat my tummy ache? What am I going to do I need to treat my lethargy, or do I need to just eat something? Okay, am I hypo or hyperglycemic? Because am I hypoglycemic because I haven't eaten? Is this because of something I have eaten? Especially if you're canning, 99% of your canning is safe if it's done properly. But I'm not above a can unsealing and resealing. 9 chances out of 10 you'll be able to see mold or whatever on top, and you say, okay, I'm not going to eat that squash that I canned up. But botulism is odorless, colorless. You cannot see it. Now, when I eat my older jars of whatever's canned, I make sure it comes to a boil before I eat it, because botulism toxin cannot survive in a boil. And it's just another step of protection. Pork, cook well done. I don't like steak well done. My pork steak, I have to well done. I do not want trichinosis that comes from, I think trichinosis comes from pork. I don't want it. But know how to take care of yourself in situations. Guys, you may never use it. God willing, you'll never have to use your trauma kit. But I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. It's like my pew-pews. Rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. All right, guys. It is shaping up to be a nice day. I have to get outside. I just do. I am dying inside on a beautiful day such as this. So, thank you guys all for coming. I will, let's see, can I pin that? I don't know where it is. Back in the beginning somewhere. I'll have to find it and pin my link and stuff from, oh, right there it is. No, I don't want to put user in timeout. Well, I start it. I don't know if that'll do anything. I'll have to go on YouTube and pin it. But thank you guys for by this morning. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for stickers. And if anyone has any stickers that they would like put on the wall, I will put them on the sticker wall, and if we have to, I'll get another one of these panels and we'll put over here, and we'll just keep building and building and building. It's free advertisement. Thank you, Old Man King Homestead. Just doing our best. Rebecca Touched by Yarn. Handsteaders. If you are subscribed to my blog at thand141homestead.com, then for if you're either 99-cent Handsteader level or $1.99 Handsteader level, that gives you access to the Handsteaders members only Facebook page, which will also give you the ability to order merch, the Handsteaders merch through me. And if you order merch through me, I will give you like 20% off. Bucket List Homestead, Rem's Family Farm, Back to Basics Homestead, Thor Haven Farm, and that guy is just a fruitcake. Thand141 Homestead. He's just a fruitcake. And again, I go live. Hey, Dana DeShade. Boiling sap. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. I appreciate it. But this was just a pop-up live. I did a mail call because I got some stickers that were given to me to put on the wall. But every Monday and Friday, I have videos that come out at 3:15 p.m. every Monday and Friday. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, I have my live stream, which is the Homestead Centric Show. I've got some plans that I need to start working with that. Yeah, guys, I am getting so close to monetized. It is, I can taste it. 65 subs away, and 550 watch hours away from thank you guys so much. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Hopefully you're having beautiful weather. Keep praying for Back to Basics Homestead and everyone who was affected by storm. Guys, we will see you in the funny pages. Y'all have a great day, and God bless.